Well, here we go. The Dark Knight. When did this come out? I don't know what year this came out. I want to say 2008? Was it 2008 or 2009? I don't remember. Somewhere's in there. Saw this at the movie theater, and I didn't like it. So this rewatch was the first time I'd watched this movie in probably about 10 years. And I went into it with an open mind and rewatched it with a fresh set of eyes. And you know something? This is one of those rare cases where my opinion on a movie is completely changed from not liking this movie and thinking that it was an overrated piece of crap to I think this movie is phenomenal. I do have issues with it. Okay, there's things about this film that I don't like. I don't think it's a perfect movie. But just from the standpoint, and I don't know, I just here's the thing. At the beginning of this film, anybody that's seen this, all right, you've got the guys that are robbing the bank. They're dressed as clowns, and then there's the one character there, and of course it ends up being the Joker. And he says this line where he says, "What doesn't kill you makes you stranger." Of course, it is a play on Friedrich Nietzsche's phrase, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." And the Joker is just a straight up nihilistic character. And perhaps the fact that I've just finished reading, two Fyodor Dostoevsky novels recently, which was, kind of dealing with Russian nihilism, all right? This movie's got a lot going on. You have, Christian Bale, of course, comes back as Batman, Bruce Wayne. Gary Oldman returns. We have Heath Ledger as the Joker, which I'm going to say right now, I do think that he's great, but I do think that his performance is often overrated. And I think a lot of it has to do with his sudden death, that this movie got a lot more hype, and his performance was really hyped up a lot more than it would have been had he not died tragically. And that's no knock on his performance. I'm just saying, because he died tragically, his performance got super hyped up, because I think it was this was the last real performance we're going to see of this actor on screen. And so it was just hyped to the extreme. I think that the Aaron Eckhart in this film as Harvey Dent is fantastic. Now, there was this one scene where, this movie's dealing with questions of ethics, and the Joker challenging, ethics and morals. And he's got this whole scene where he says that, I can't remember exactly what he says, but it's to the point of, you can forget all your rules and whatnot. These people will eat each other, right? He's going to cause so much chaos that it's going to break down order. It's going to break down everything. And he is a pure nihilist. This is exhibited by the fact that he's he's a loose cannon. He gets this big pile of money, and then he lights it on fire. He burns it because he doesn't care about the money. He just likes chaos. He likes to create, chaos. And his big thing is to take down this Harvey Dent and corrupt him. And yeah, it's definitely got some layers to it, like an onion. I do think that this is probably, I don't know. it's difficult for me to rate this as a Batman movie. I think it's just a good movie. Period. As a Batman movie, I don't know. I think it may be a better movie than it is a Batman movie. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean that a knock, but this is definitely Christopher Nolan's take on the character. I think that it works together with Batman Begins, but from the standpoint of this is a much more grounded, realistic take on Batman, and I could never picture like Superman or the Justice League existing in this universe where this Batman is at. Whereas, like other what are you going to say, incarnations of the Batman on screen, whether it be Adam West or whether it be the Tim Burton, Michael Keaton. I can picture, Superman existing in that same universe. This one, not at all. This is basically like, what if Batman was real and existed in the real world? That's what it is. Now, it is a little absurd, but I just want to say, like, I really enjoy this, and I would really be interested if anybody did this. I don't know if anybody has, okay? But in light of reading Dostoevsky's Demons, all right, and considering the League of Shadows and what they represent, which they don't really appear in this film, but in the first movie, right, Batman Begins, and then in The Dark Knight Rises, which also I'm going to have to rewatch because it's been a long time. The whole, taking down the underground group that wants to take down the system. There's a real parallel going on there. So I think, and maybe this is a stretch, I don't know, but Christopher Nolan seems like he's an intelligent guy, and it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of his what's the word I'm looking for, if he's taken a lot of his literary reading and injected it into these films, because I'm getting a real like Nietzsche versus Dostoevsky type vibe in this movie, even so much that Batman like becomes like a Christ figure at the end, by bearing the sins of others. It's really interesting that he makes himself a pariah. So yeah, this was like a really incredible film. I understand why people love it so much. I don't know what was happening with my younger adult brain, but I didn't like it back then. And here watching it now, critically watching it, I think it's fantastic. It's a very intelligent movie. All right. That's all I have to say. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.